One of the things that I love to talk about on this channel is passive income. And not only passive income, but having multiple streams of passive income and giving y'all a ton of examples of what passive income looks like. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite ways to make passive income, and that is with merch, especially if you're a content creator of any kind, because everybody wants merch from their favorite content creator, right? So if that is something you're interested in, definitely, stick around for the rest of this video. I am doing this live, which is not a normal thing for me, which I'm kind of excited about. So if you're here live, say hello in the comments below. Let me know where you're watching from. And yeah, I'm just gonna chat about using merch as a passive income stream. Now, something I do wanna say is that I'm saving a really top secret insider's tip on how to maximize your merch income for the very end of the video. So if you are here now and you want to make sure you watch that, make sure you stick around for the whole video. And if you're new here, hello. I'm Jessica Stansberry, and I teach all things how to work less, live more, make more money doing what you love on this channel. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you're definitely in the right place, and you should hit subscribe. So we've got all kinds of people showing up in the chat. Hey, Patty. Hey, let's see, who else have we got here? Hello. Oh, I did not even mean to do that, but hello. I love when I do stuff on accident because I literally don't know how to. Oh, hello. Hello from India. Hello, Patty. So again, I'm going to make this super easy to consume and super easy to watch, but we are live, so make sure to chat it out with me in the comments below. But merch. Okay, so let's talk about this for just a minute. First of all, this video is sponsored by Spreadshop, which is where I make my merch, but I'll talk more about them in a minute because I really, really do love them. And anytime I work with sponsors, it's only people who I absolutely love and really believe in their mission behind their company and I have actually used. And Spreadshop made it really, really easy for me to make merch. So that's why I'm doing this whole video, okay? Because I want to walk you through that. I want to step you through it, baby. I want to step you through it. I have notes on my phone. But like I say, there's an insider tip, maybe a couple at the very end of this video. So make sure you stick around for that. But passive income. So again, I talk about passive income a lot on this channel. I talk about digital products, courses, merch, affiliates, all the things that kind of go into that bucket of passive income. And merch is a newer line of passive income for me, but it is a really fun one. And what I think that most people think that is wrong, did that make sense? Something I think most people get wrong, there we go, is that you have to be like this huge YouTuber or Instagrammer or personality or whatever to have merch. And that's just not true. So for instance, Patty on here. So Patty is local to me. She's actually a vendor in my local store here. And the name of her store is Patty's Little Pot Shop. She makes pottery, but it kind of is cheeky and kind of sounds like, pot shop. So something like that, while Patty doesn't have a massive brand to throw out into the world, people would think it was so funny to wear a shirt that said Patty's Little Pot Shop because there's an inside joke there, right? And so if she sold shirts like that, I guarantee they would sell because the funny cheekiness of her business name is funny for people to wear. I love a good cheeky t-shirt. So first, okay, fun fact about me. I'm terrified of the dentist. Terrified. Hate the dentist. And a few years ago, I was like, I'm done putting it off. I have some things that I need done. I wanted some of my metal fillings that I had when I was younger out and, replaced so they didn't shine when I opened my mouth on camera, and just a few other things I needed done. But again, terrified of the dentist. So I found this place to go to the dentist, and they did sedation dentistry. And I went and had it all done in one fell swoop, right? Well, the funny part was they gave me a t-shirt, for being a patient there, but also they were like, you have to wear it when you come in for your procedure. And I told my husband, I was like, do you think they might lose me? And the t-shirt would tell them where I was? I don't know. But That t-shirt is from a dentist, okay? I hate the dentist. But the t-shirt on the back of it says, "We do it twice a day." And it makes me laugh so hard, and I wear it all the time because I think it's the funniest shirt. It's got a toothbrush at the bottom. They're obviously talking about brushing their teeth, but because it's really cheeky and fun, and that's my like sense of humor, I love that t-shirt even though I hate the dentist, right? So merch can be really useful regardless of what your brand looks like right now, and I think that's a really, really important thing to understand, is that your brand doesn't have to be 10,000 people, 100,000 people, 16,000 people, 1,000, 100 people. It doesn't have to be a certain number to really take advantage of merch and how you can sell it. Hello everybody coming in from Columbia, Tennessee, Arizona. Hello. Like I say, going live is strange for me. I don't go live here very often, and I'm really excited about, sharing this little tidbit with y'all. So back to my point, because squirrel brain, back to my point, merch is great for you regardless of what your brand size is. It doesn't matter what size your brand is. Merch is going to be great for you any way you slice it, okay? But here's the thing. Having merch is going to look different for everybody. If you're a physical location, then you're probably going to have physical merch in your physical location. But if you're an online creator like I am, if you're an Instagrammer, a YouTuber, you have a brand, maybe you're not any of those things, but you have a brand that people enjoy, whatever, then having merch that is easy for them to order, to get made, and to get delivered is really, really, really key. So that's why it took me forever to even come up with merch, because I'm like, I don't want to ship this out. Like, I don't want my team to ship this out. I don't want to take the time to do this. If it's left another fun fact about me, I don't like to mail things. Mail is like my nemesis. And I think that's an ADHD thing. By the way, I'm getting evaluated to see if I actually have ADHD, but I'm pretty sure I do. Anyway, where was I going there? So I can't mail things. Like, if I'm like, oh, I need to mail this letter, it will sit on my counter in an obvious place for months before I'll mail it. I'm the worst with like returning things. Like, let's say I ordered a pair of jeans and they didn't fit, I will forget to return them. So for me to like mail merch, or even really like train a team member to mail merch or whatever, was gonna be bananas. Plus, there's a lot of backstock when it comes to holding merch, okay? So you really want to think about how you personally work best when it comes to things like this. And for me, I needed somewhere to drop ship for me. I honestly didn't even care about how much money I made off the back end. I just needed a drop shipping company. So I had been looking around, and then Spreadshop actually approached me and was like, "We think you'd be great to partner with, blah, blah, blah." And they were awesome. And again, this video is sponsored by Spreadshop, and I highly, highly recommend them. A link to them is below in the description if you want to try them out. But I literally set up my merch shop in, I don't know, a minute. Like it was not long. Less than 10 minutes for sure. And I actually did a video about how to set one up in 10 minutes. So it was definitely less than 10 minutes. And I put all like the things that I wanted on the shirts or hats or bags or whatever, and put it out into the world. And so I treat my merch as my line of merch, number one, but number two, as a passive income stream. I don't think about it like, oh, I'm only getting a small cut because, it's going through a drop shipping company. I think of it as, wow, look at the work I'm not having to do. I will happily, only make a certain amount of money, right? So if you want to try out Spreadshop for yourself or create a merch line, it's free. And that's the really cool part about it. And I think that's also like part of my mission in telling you that like it doesn't matter what size of a creator you are, you can still create merch. And it's because of companies like this. It's because of companies like Spreadshop who want to help creators create merch. So this shirt I have on, it says I have a course for that. I assume I'm not backwards on your screen, but I'm backwards on my screen. So I don't know how all these camera things work. Like, why am I backwards? Anyway, I have a course for that is what it says. And I utilized this shirt as a bonus for my course launch that I just did for Course Academy, my new course to teach you how to create courses, which is another stream of passive income. But what was really cool is I gave this away as a bonus. And so I just completely didn't take any commission from this and paid to ship these to people. And they got them in 2 days. I got my shirt within a few days of, making the order for the people that they were bonuses for. Okay. So the company is really, really, really awesome. So again, if you want to try out Spreadshop, you can view the link below, but also you can see that it integrates with the merch shelf. So if you're watching this video on a browser, I assume it does it on mobile too. We have integrated the merch shelf below all my videos, so you could shop my merch while you were watching, which I think is really powerful. And you can do that, on a small channel too. You don't have to wait until you're big or until you have a lot of followers or whatever to incorporate merch. So like I said a second ago, when Birdie's Fly said, what's the difference between Spreadshop and having an Etsy shop or Shopify store? Great question. And so with Shopify or Etsy, you're the one having to ship. It's not a drop shipping company. You have to ship. You have to have the stock. So if I was going to sell these shirts, I would have to have I don't know how many ever I would need in stock, right? Whatever. And I would list those up on Shopify or Etsy and say, I have 1 small, I have 1 medium, I have 3 larges, whatever. And when someone made an order, I would then have to ship it out, or someone on my team would have to ship it out. But with Spreadshop, they do that. They make it on demand. So if you upload the designs you want, and if someone says, oh, I want that shirt or I want that design on a mug, and you have that as an option in your shop, they purchase it right then and there. Spreadshop makes it and ships it to them with the specifications that you've already set up in there, and then they pay you your part of that because they take a bit more of the cut because they're actually doing the work. They're creating it and shipping it for you, but then they pay you your part of that, and you literally didn't even know that someone probably purchased the shirt. So it's pretty cool. It's drop shipping, so you don't have to deal with all the meh. And everybody's different there. Everybody's going to want something different. I do not want to deal with that at all. Again, I would much rather make no money off my merch, which is not happening. I'm definitely making money, but I'd much rather make no money and know that my merch was out in the world. Y'all were able to wear shirts that you want or whatever, and then know that I didn't have to do any of it. Okay. So at the beginning of this video, I said, stick around to the end because I have an insider's tip, and I actually have 2 kind of. So I think if you're a really, really, really big brand, okay, if you're a massive brand, then yes, putting your brand on a t-shirt or a hat or a mug or whatever and being come buy my stuff, people are going to buy it because 1, they want to support you. 2, they, your brand means something to them in that way. So for example, Mr. Beast, let's just use him as an example. If he, launches a shirt that just says Mr. Beast, people are going to buy it because he is that big and people care about wearing that shirt, right? But if you're someone who has 100 subscribers or 100 followers on Instagram, and you're my brand name is Hey Jessica, people are not going to care as much to wear something from a brand that just is the brand. Does that make sense? So when you're coming up with merch ideas, so if you're using Spreadshop, if you're using whatever, when you're coming up with merch ideas, you need to think about who your people are. Who are these people that are going to be wearing the shirts, drinking out of the mugs, doing the things? Because then you can say, how can I make things that they actually want to wear in the world? So it's one of the reasons that my main seller in my store is my One Life sweatshirts, which I have the tattoo of too. Oh, can you see that? Oh, no. That is locked in on my face. It ain't budging. But so One Life, you can see a little better like that. Because that's really important philosophy to me, is that we have one life, we need to live it well, and we don't need to live it on other people's terms, that we're the boss of our own life, if you will. And so while yes, it's my merch, it says One Life, and it's a reminder for y'all to also remember that it's a way for you to wear my merch, for you to support me if you want to do that, but also a way for you to, have that reminder on your body, right? And so when it comes to creating merch, you want to think about who your people are, what you are to them, how you are helping them, how you are entertaining them, like whatever the situation is, and then what merch like fits in the middle of that Venn diagram. So like if we have like a circle diagram, right? What are those called? They're Venn diagrams. I'm correct in that, I think. But if we have one of those circles and it overlaps in the middle, right? You really want to sell merch in the middle intersection part of who your people are and what you create content about. So there can be something in that middle ground that makes people go, oh my gosh, I have to have that. The other part, and I see y'all's questions, so I'm going to answer them in just a second. But the other part is to create like inside jokes and things that only your audience understands. That way they feel like they're part of a secret club when they get your merch, right? So don't make it all about your brand. Don't make it just like, so-and-so YouTube or like whatever, right? So make it about the people. So for instance, for this, I have a course for that. I have a lot of course creators in my audience, or people who want to be course creators. And specifically with this last launch of my course, I have a lot of people who I know are creating courses. And so having a shirt that says I have a course for that is so much fun, because if you're a course creator and you wear this shirt, people are going to be like, what does that mean? And then you can have that conversation with them, right? So inside jokes. So, I don't know, like hashtag all the things is something that I say a lot. And so when I was coming up with merch, which by the way, I'm not done loading my merch shop full of awesomeness. We launched it and we've added a few things, and then we're working behind the scenes on some other really awesome things. But, one of the things that people kept saying, like, are you going to have an all the things t-shirt, or are you going to have, a that's what she said t-shirt or whatever, because they know that is part of my like brand. And also, Gilmore Girls, something like that would really fit in well with me. I don't know if y'all follow Emily D. Baker here on YouTube, but Emily recently blew up on YouTube. And I mean blew up. She went from like, I believe it was like less than 5,000 subscribers to 50,000 in a week, if I'm not mistaken. And then she's definitely over my subscriber amount now. And she's been killing it. But she does legal commentary on like pop culture and things that are in, high in the news. And so she has done really, really, really well. But anyway, she quickly, the people in her audience named themselves law nerds. Like law nerds, that's what we are. And she has cats, and so she like nicknamed them paw nerds. And she has a segment on her YouTube channel called Coffee and Cursey Words, I believe. And all of those things became things that her audience knew her for, and so they went on merch. Now the audience wants to wear a shirt that says law nerds because they feel like they're part of the club. So you've got to do your due diligence to make your audience feel like they're part of a club, and come up with like inside jokes and ways to make them feel that way within your merch, and stop trying to make it all about you. Because I think that's what a lot of people do, and a mistake a lot of people make when it comes to anything, but also when it comes to merch, is like, I want to make merch, I want to make money with this, but I'm making it all about me. And people don't want to wear that, at least not yet, right? Like they may later, you may be like so famous later that they absolutely do, but right now they need something that they identify with and makes them feel part of the cool kids club that is yours. Does that make sense? So to recap before I answer questions, to make passive income with merch, you do not have to have a certain audience number. You really need to figure out what's going to work best for you. Do you need to drop ship? Do you need to have inventory on hand and ship yourself? I personally prefer drop shipping with a company like Spreadshop. And by the way, I used other companies, or I didn't use them. I looked into other companies that did drop shipping, and none of them had the same quality and company values and, things that I needed in a merch shop. And none of them were as easy to use as Spreadshop. So that's why I went with them. But you need a way to actually make the merch. You need a way to make it easy for people to get it. So on my website, you can literally go to shop, and then there's like a drop down for merch. On this YouTube channel, you can literally go below my video and see my merch. Okay. sometimes when I'm wearing it, I'll do swipe ups to it on Instagram. So make it really, really easy for someone to do that for you, okay? Or do that with you. Does that make sense? And then you really want to think about, what can you do to make your audience feel like they are part of the Cool Kids Club? Like they're part of an inside joke with you. That's when you're going to win when it comes to merch, okay? So I'll answer a few questions before we jump off. So are the t-shirts from Spreadshop light and soft? Light meaning lightweight. Yes. So like the one I'm wearing today is like a typical like man's fit t-shirt, you know, like dude's t-shirt. And it is really soft. I actually bought my sons, both my kids, t-shirts from FGTV, which is like their favorite gaming channel on YouTube. And they also use Spreadshop. And so I recently bought those, and they were like the like upgraded, you know, super soft t-shirts, and they feel amazing. The women's shirts feel really, really soft. And actually what's really cool about Spreadshop is you get to pick that. So like if you want a cheaper option for your audience, and they can have like just the standard t-shirt that, you know, just feels like a regular t-shirt, right? Like this feels like any other t-shirt I own. Or you can let them have the option to have like an upgraded softer t-shirt or a women's cut or a tank top or whatever. All of the like options are there, and that's up to you on what you want to offer your audience. So that's the part that's really cool. Paula said, how do you come up with the amount that you would like to receive? Does it depend on what your merch is? So they have a certain amount that you're going to like make. So I don't know the commission off the top of my head, honestly, because I, again, don't really care that much for me. I want to, that's passive, and that's okay with me. I almost treat it like an affiliate relationship, right? So they set that for you, and it's based on the price of each item. So basically, like if you have a mug and it's $10, you are probably not going to make as much on that as you would for a t-shirt that's maybe, or a sweatshirt that's like $30. So they'll set that for you. And yes, it's based on the price or the type of merch that your audience purchases. And you get to pick. Let me reiterate that again. Like it's not just a standard, like put it on t-shirts or put it on whatever. You get to pick which t-shirts you put it on, what color, let's see, like what kind of mugs, what kind of bags, like if you want it on bags, if you want it on mugs, you don't have to do any of that. So like for instance, this t-shirt here is not even for sale on my shop yet, but it's only available right now on this standard t-shirt because that's what we did for the giveaway, right? But when I put it up on my shop, I probably will have the option for the really soft t-shirts, for a tank top, for something, okay? This has been something I've wanted to do for a while. Now is my push to do it. Yes, nicer quality for sure. Absolutely, Melanie. Me too. I was very much so like, I don't want crappy quality merch. Like that's not part of my brand. And seeing that all these, not all, but a lot of these big YouTubers use this company was what pushed me over the edge. And then when I got the samples in the mail, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Like I need all of this. We're actually going to be doing some merch for our farm really soon. So if you're new here, or if you don't follow me super closely, my husband and I live on a farm. We own a farm. And my husband farms. I'm not the farmer of the family. That would be him. And we have this bottle-fed calf that we named Earl Dean, and he has become the mascot of the farm. And so we're getting like a cartoon drawing of him to put it on t-shirts, and my audience is super excited, even though my audience is not an audience that cares about farming. My audience is about, you know, passive income and creating a business and all of that. But my audience is super excited because they've seen Earl Dean grow up because I shared that on stories on Instagram, right? So yes, so we're going to be like doing merch for that. And there's all kinds of ways that you can, you can get that done. And I think that you really have to like think outside the box. So do y'all have any other questions? I'd like to say thank you to Spreadshop for sponsoring this video. I think it was. And their farm is only worth $750, I think it was. I don't know what that means. You should do farm content. I want to see what life is like on the farm. Yes. Oh, 700. I know what you're talking about. I'm like, what is that? No, it was $349. So what they're talking about is, I shared this on something. So we got one of those letters in the mail that was like, we see that you own land in whatever area, and we're looking to buy land in this area. And then it was like, we would love to pay you a premium price. We own 30 acres. And they wanted to offer us like $439 or something. And I was like, do we have like a random acre we own somewhere? Because we have had that in the past, but we sold off a lot of like these like random pieces of land we owned. And so I was like, no, all we have is this. They definitely mean they're going to try and pay me $459 for 30 acres. I'm going to go with no. Farm content, yes. So I really want to start incorporating farm content into the content that you see here, but also if you don't subscribe to my vlog channel, definitely do that. So it's just Jessica Stansberry Vlogs, because I share more of like behind the scenes there, and I'm not super diligent with uploading there, but I'm going to be, I swear. So yeah, I mean, it's fun, and it's fun to find out what your audience sticks to. So one time when I went to a conference, I had been putting out YouTube videos for probably a year at this point, but not consistently. I guess I was only consistent for like 3 months before I went to this. And, you know, I had really started like trying to figure out like my personality and how to show my actual real life personality on camera. And I would say hashtag all the things all the time. I'd be like, you're going to excuse me. You're going to learn how to do hashtag all the things, whatever. And, I went to this conference and everybody was like, hashtag all the things, because they had been watching my channel, and something that I was saying that I didn't even realize people were picking up on could have made really good merch at that moment. It's a little less of something I say now, but it's definitely still something people pick up on. So pick up on what your audience recognizes from you. What is my main job? Someone said this. So I create content and passive income through courses and digital products to teach people how to make passive income, work less, live more, that kind of thing. So thank you guys for joining me today. If you want to know more about Spreadshop, make sure you click the link below in the description. And if you want to check out my merch, there is a whole like line of items below this video. I don't know if it shows up on mobile. I think it does. But if not, you can definitely check it out there. Oh, Paula, I'll totally answer this before I go, and then I'm gonna peace out. But Paula said, do you think a media kit is still something you need? Yes, we use our media kit every day. Oh, not every day. Every time we talk back and forth to a sponsor, absolutely. So if you're going to look for sponsors, if you're going to work with sponsors, then yes, absolutely. You need a media kit to just tell them like, this is what, you know, this costs from me. This is my numbers, all of that stuff, because it saves a lot of back and forth. So yes, I would absolutely say yes on that. And I hope y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing Wednesday. Bye, y'all.